Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever showing of Hockey Talk. I'm your host, Jack Brooks, and today we will be talking about what my predictions are for the 2019 Stanley Cup. So as we all know, last year the Washington Capitals beat the Vegas Golden Knights for the first ever Stanley Cup win. Now, my pick for the Western Conference will be for the second year in a row, the Vegas Golden Knights. Now here's why. The Vegas Golden Knights have arguably already the best defense in the NHL. This team will easily press on you the moment you get the puck past center ice into their territory, and once they do that, there's no chance you're even getting a shot on goal. And also, not to mention, this is a team that has only been in the NHL for only 1 year, and they've already proven themselves as a contender, being the runners-up in the Stanley Cup last year. This team has already proven themselves to know that they are good. And after a little bit more chemistry going into their second year, I feel that they can power through and manage to get to the Cup again. Now, also, this is an overpowered team in a very weak conference. Let's face it, the LA Kings, they can make the playoffs, yes, but they haven't had a good season since 2015. The Los Angeles Kings are turning into the Los Angeles Dodgers in the NHL. They can make it, but then they'll choke in the playoffs eventually. That's what the Kings are now. And the Blackhawks, yes, some of you might be saying, well, the Blackhawks might be able to stop this. Here's where you are wrong. Yes, Duncan Keith and the rest of the overpowered Blackhawks offense put against a press cover team like the Vegas Golden Knights with such a strong D that they have, still have no chance in stopping them, more or less in a 7-game series. I just don't see the Blackhawks as even being competition for such a great defensive team like the Vegas Golden Knights. So now in the other conference, I'm going to say, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from this, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Here's why I'm going to pick the Penguins. Because last year, I'm just going to say it now, the Washington Capitals, yes, they won the Stanley Cup, but the Penguins couldn't make it for the third year in a row because they couldn't stay off the DL. Now, last year, the Penguins were on the DL for most of the year, and to me, that was the main reason why Sidney Crosby didn't have a healthy team and couldn't help power this team through the playoffs. Now, this year, I feel that Sidney Crosby and the rest of the Pittsburgh Penguins team will be a lot more motivated to get to the Cup now that they know that it's not going to be a cakewalk every single year for them. So Sidney Crosby will now be way more motivated, like I just said, and easily carry this team and power through the playoffs like we all know he can. Not to mention, not just Sidney Crosby, but the rest of this Penguins team. The Penguins, just like the Golden Knights, have one of the top defenses in the NHL. And Sidney Crosby, with what a phenomenal offensive player this is another OP team that is in a conference where when they're healthy, no one can be able to stop them. Now, for the Vegas Golden Knights and the Pittsburgh Penguins, after Sidney Crosby powers through the playoffs and gets them here, and after the rest of the Vegas Golden Knights now have more chemistry and their defense carries them all the way, I'm going to say that the Stanley Cup champions will be none other than the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, here's why. Like I said, both teams have great defenses, and both teams do have really good offensive players. But I just see, like I said, Sidney Crosby being able to just power through, be way more motivated, because you know that once he gets motivated, he will really turn on and carry his team to the playoffs, and once he does that, there's no stopping them. This year, he's going to be a lot more motivated. He's going to power through the playoffs with ease and easily be able to get past this Vegas Golden Knights defense. Now, like I said earlier, with the Blackhawks offense not being able to stop the Vegas Golden Knights defense. Yes, that's the Blackhawks. I'm right now talking about Sidney Crosby and this phenomenal Pittsburgh Penguins team whose offense is better than the Blackhawks. Let's just face it. Look at the past 2 Stanley Cups, not including last year. The Penguins can easily, with Sidney Crosby, carry them to another Stanley Cup. And even though, no matter how good the Vegas Golden Knights defense is, we'll never be able to stop Sidney Crosby with a healthy Penguins team. Now, for the Vegas Golden Knights, yes, they have a strong offense, but not a strong enough offense to stop the Penguins defense. Yes, Penguins did lose their goalie to the Vegas Golden Knights in the expansion draft. That will still not stop their defense to power through and make it to the cup and get some really good stops. They are way too motivated to be stopped, and once something is put into motion, there is no stopping it. So that is my prediction for the 2019 Stanley Cup. And I know this is only the first episode of the show, but at the end of every episode, I do a little segment called Bold Predictions, where I make one brand new bold prediction for the next up and coming NHL season. And this year I'm going to stick with the topic of the Stanley Cup and say that the Vegas, and this is a really, really bold prediction, I'm going to say that this series will go to 6 games. Although, the thing that makes this a really bold prediction, the Penguins will go up 3-1 in the series. The Vegas Golden Knights will win Game 1. Penguins will win the next 3. Vegas Golden Knights will win the one after that, and then Penguins will finish them off in Game 6 in a 4-3 game. I'm predicting every single one of that is going to happen because the Penguins, and no matter how good they are, so are the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights can still manage to make this a series. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a blowout. This is two really strong defenses and offense going head-to-head, mostly defense though. And also a really good defense versus Sidney Crosby. That's always a great matchup to see, no denying it. Now, that's why I don't think it's going to be a blowout. It will be head-to-head. I don't see this going to 7 games because I think that Sidney Crosby, being the player that he is, not allow to go into 7 games and not allow for his team to lose a bit of momentum and get into a 7-game series. I think that Sidney Crosby brings so much hype to the ice and to his team and so much motivation that he can really help his team not make this a tight 7-game series, but it will go to 6 games because this will be a dogfight every single game. Game 6, 4-3 wins, 4-3, Pittsburgh Penguin wins, the Penguins win, and next episode I will be talking about who I have for my MVP and another bold prediction. Guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I really hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is only the first episode. Really excited to be doing this pretty much every week. Well, yeah, every week. Thank you guys so much. Really hope you enjoyed. And until next time, I'm Jack Brooks on Hockey Talk, reporting live from San Diego, California.